Collier 4-2 defeat at home to Newcastle Benfield to end the 2018-19 campaign. Is it hugely disappointing to end that way?
Yeah, it was. It's just weren't at the races at all today. 2-0 down, and then we'll come back to 2-2, and we look like there's only one team going to win it. And obviously half-time whistle comes. We have a few words at half-time. Told the players to lift their standards, get close out of them, and we didn't heed the warnings that I said, and it was just a non-event. The second half, I thought it was going to fizzle out and was going to finish 2-2, but Benfield, probably better than us with our decision making in the final third, scored two late ones, and in my opinion they've deservedly won today. We didn't deserve anything out of that game today, and we haven't deserved anything out the last sort of 3 games, if I'm being honest. It's just like a non-event the last 3 games. It hasn't been us. We haven't done what we done a month prior, where we were working teams and making the right decisions. We've stopped doing that the last 3 games. So yeah, massively disappointing way to end the season with a good squad.
You gained safety and it sort of fizzled out the season, hasn't it? You finished with 3 defeats in a row. So where's it gone wrong these last 3 games? Probably
a number of things. I would say with the injuries we've got, with obviously Hendy being out, Paul Weldon, who was a massive player for us, being out, and AJ getting injured. Probably haven't had the strength and depth that we've probably required to mix things up and change things. We've had our 11 and youngsters beyond our 11, and the players have probably got a little bit complacent knowing that I cannot leave them out, because I'll be bringing the Ben in, and it's not fair bringing a youngster into the first division of an Northern League, one that's probably not ready to be brought in. So we've probably got complacent since we got that win against Stockton, and it's probably my fault. I probably should have strengthened earlier, but I didn't expect to get them injuries, so it's one of them. At the end of the day, if someone had told me that we wouldn't be in a relegation spot at the end of the season when we were 9 points adrift at the bottom of the league, then I would have took that all day long. So it doesn't matter if you finish 4th bottom or 4th top, you've still achieved the same thing, which is not a lot really. But obviously I had high expectations. I wanted to finish sort of 13th, 12th after the start, and that's fizzled out because of the last 3 games, which is disappointing. But it's also probably done me a massive favour and give me a massive kick up the backside, because now I know what we need going into the pre-season and what I need going into next season. Because 3 games ago I was happy just to go in with that 16 into next season. Now my mindset's changed a little bit. I'm now thinking I need 3 or 4 quality additions. It's going to strengthen with further and hopefully give us a good platform to have a great season next year.
It has been somewhat of a transitional season though. You said before today's game that you were happy the fact you've maintained your Division 1 status. So now that this season's done, when does your attention turn to pre-season and recruitment?
It already has. We've already identified a list of players who we'd like to speak to once the season's officially finished. We've already identified that. So once we get the opportunity now, we'll meet them players and we'll sit down and we'll chat with them players and see where we're at. Obviously, we've secured quite a few on contracts, and we've got 1 or 2 of us with verbal agreements and handshakes that we want them here next season. But again, our attention for next season, now our planning's already started. We've already looked at dates for pre-season. We've already looked at friendlies for pre-season. That was done a number of weeks ago, and the list is there, and we'll go down the list, and we'll see which additions we can bring in. But obviously the hardest job for us is keeping what we've already sort of want to keep and what we've got, and then after that we've got to make sure the additions we bring in are better than what we've already got at the football club. We've got to move forward, not stay still or go backwards. We've got to move forward.